Last weekend, there was a full moon and I really struggled to sleep. Does anyone else experience this? For as long as I can remember, there would always be these 1 or 2 nights every month, without fail, where I would struggle to sleep and I'd be super restless. I've since learned that this happens on a full moon. It could be coincidence. And now that I actually follow the moon phases and I know when the full moon is, maybe I expect to be restless and unable to sleep now. Maybe it's become a self-fulfilling prophecy. But the number of times I've had a bad night's sleep without knowing that it was a full moon and then finding out later on that it was, I think I'm safe to say, from my experience at least, that the full moon definitely affects me. The more that I learn about the phases of the moon and the different energies and meanings attributed to each phase, the more convinced I am that the moon influences my manifestations, intentions, and emotions. Whatever you believe though, learning about the phases of the moon is fascinating. Learning how to utilize the energies of the moon in order to help you manifest is just straight up magical. So let's get witchy today, suspend our disbelief if we have to, and metaphorically fly to the moon together. Get yourself a cuppa and let's talk about the moon. The moon. There's got to be at least one Mighty Boosh moon featured in today's video. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're just meeting me for the first time, hi, my name is Ebony and this channel is here to help you reconnect to your intuition so you can manifest in the real world. If you're interested in all things self-development, spirituality and mindset, I hope you'll enjoy today's video and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Today's topic definitely airs on the witchy spiritual side of things. I could go into the science and discuss all of the studies. I could talk about astrology more generally. I could delve into the history of the moon and the symbology. Obviously, it's a huge topic, though I think the best place to start is with an overview of the different phases of the moon and how to use the moon cycle to manifest. If you're not sure about the whole moon energy thing, you can take the following as a kind of metaphor for manifesting. Following the phases of the moon is a great way to look at manifesting in general. So let's break this down one phase at a time, and I'll do my best to explain each phase in terms of what you can do in a practical sense to really make the most of the moon energy or the symbology, however you choose to approach it. As I talk about all the different phrases, I'll share with you the beautiful illustration in my Dreamy Moons Year of Growth book by Annie Tarasova, just to help explain and give you a more visual representation so you're not looking at my face the whole time. So the cycle begins with the new moon when the moon is in complete darkness. This is a time for setting intention, making a fresh start and realizing what you want. On a new moon, I love to sit down and write stream of consciousness style about what I want to manifest. I set goals, plan, and get clear on what I want to achieve or attract into my life, from the smallest of things to the biggest of goals that I'm working towards. If you want to start a new habit, or learn something new, this is a really great time to do that as well. The energy of the new moon is possibility. It's that feeling of a blank slate that we also get at the start of a new year or even a new month or week. This is really where you start the process of manifesting. It all starts with getting clear on your intention. So let this stage be really exciting. The next phase is the Waning Crescent. Waxing simply means expanding or increasing. At this point, spend time sitting with your intentions, goals, and dreams. Meditate on them, visualize them coming true, state affirmations. And if you don't already know exactly what actions you need to take, work that out at this stage. Things are really starting to shift and grow now. The energy of the Waning Crescent is inspired. It's where you start to get creative and motivated by what you're trying to manifest. By the time of the next phase, the first quarter, it's time to really take action. Start to take the necessary practical steps that you need to. Allow growth to happen and know that you are worthy and capable of success. Make decisions now and see them through. The energy of the first quarter is driven. Now you're really starting to get into the flow of things. During the next phase, the Waning Gibbous, here we go. The moon is almost full. It's the perfect time to make any changes to your plans, to take stock of how far you've come so far and whether there's a way to clarify your goals. Maybe in the process of manifesting, you've realized something or experienced a shift. In this stage, allow yourself to go with the flow and be adaptive. Often when we set an intention, we don't know exactly how it's going to show up in our life. I notice that it's usually in this stage, right before the full moon, where the most surprising, sometimes challenging things will happen. It can also be a restless time as the full moon grows near, and you might be feeling a little overwhelmed or frustrated or confused, as if nothing is happening yet or things aren't happening as you want them to. So do try to be patient at this time. Take a step back and trust that everything's happening as it should be. The energy of the Waning Gibbous is clarifying. Now we've reached the full moon. Woo. During the full moon, your intentions are in full bloom. I rhymed. To some extent, maybe in a different way than you expected, you will have manifested your goals. Don't be deterred if things turn out a little different to how you wanted. Often with a full moon comes a full spectrum of emotions, for me at least. Let yourself feel and process these emotions. Just be careful not to get too swept up in those emotions, and don't overanalyze what's happening in your life during a full moon. Just let it happen, I guess, and after the fact is when you can reflect on it. During the full moon is a wonderful time to be creative as well. With the full moon, as I mentioned earlier, you may also experience what I do and sleep a little more restlessly, and possibly you'll also have the most vivid dreams at this time. I definitely do on that front as well. Again, you just want to continue to go with the flow and trust that what you're working towards, what you want to achieve and manifest, is on its way to you in some way. Possibly differently to how you expect. The energy of the full moon is creative. After the full moon, we reach the Waning Gibbous. Waning simply means decreasing. Now is the perfect time to have gratitude for all that you have and will have. Make time for reflection. Slow down and rest after all the restlessness of the full moon. Be appreciative and enthusiastic as much as you can, as you allow yourself to accept your manifestations of the past, present, and future. The energy of the Waning Gibbous is grateful. With gratitude comes joy. And as you've possibly just experienced a roller coaster of emotions along with the full moon, that is a wonderful state of mind to find yourself in. The next phase is the last quarter. It's time now to let it all go. Release any negativity, find forgiveness, and face your limiting beliefs. Let go of anything that no longer serves you, that is holding you back. Resolve any issues at this time. If you're dealing with any conflict or drama in your life, you might want to try dealing with it during this phase. This is also a really wonderful time to cleanse, though obviously you can do that at any time. It feels good to thoroughly clean your home at this time though. I find that cleaning really helps me to sort through and release any stagnant or negative energy and emotions. It can be therapeutic. The energy of the last quarter is free. You are free to move on from your past, to let go so that you can move forward. The final stage is the Waning Crescent. This is the moment you can take a breath, surrender and reflect. This is the perfect time to rest and relax, to take long bubble baths or go for a casual walk, and just to simply take it easy. Sleep well and take care of yourself. Right before the cycle begins again, with this last sliver of moonlight, look back on how far you've come. Don't overanalyze what's happened. Don't dwell too much on any negative emotions that come up. Let them go. We've already let them go. Just find acceptance for what is and let yourself rest. Try not to stress. Simply be at peace, enjoying the moment. The energy of the waning crescent is peaceful. One of my favorite ways to look at the phases of the moon and how the different energies can help you manifest is this plant analogy from the Green Witch here on YouTube. In her video on the magic of the moon, she explains it beautifully. In her words, "When the moon is new, set your intentions to seed. As it is waxing, the seed begins to grow. When the moon is full, what you set to seed comes to fruition. Then, during the beginning of the waning moon, you'll harvest what has grown. At the end of the waning moon and throughout the dark moon, take care of the garden plot, pulling out weeds and preparing to begin in the next cycle once again." Whether you believe that the energy of the moon affects us at all, let alone helps us to manifest, looking at the moon phases in this way is just such a beautiful metaphor to live by. Whether you believe it or not, I feel as though following the cycles of the moon allows me to feel connected with these phases, drawing inspiration and expressing my creativity, and allowing me to manifest and let go of what no longer serves me. It might be pure coincidence, but I find it super beneficial for me in my life. Anyways, following the phases of the moon is kind of like seeking guidance from some kind of manifesting blueprint, as though it's an 8-step program. Simply follow these steps to manifest. Basically, that is kind of what it is. Whether you apply these steps to the time and rhythm of the phases of the moon, or you just start them at some random time, whenever, the phases of the moon tell you what to do. From setting an intention, taking action, accepting and having gratitude and letting things go. Even with all the studies on the moon and human behavior, who truly knows what effect it might have on us? We're made up of 70% water, and the moon has the power to pull the tides across this earth we live on. I mean, that's pretty amazing, right? Whichever way you look at it and whatever stage it's in, the moon is truly such a beautiful thing. So now I'd love to hear from you. What do you think about manifesting with the moon phases? Do you believe that the moon has some kind of energy that we can somehow tap into and utilize? If you'd like to learn more about moon phases and manifesting and everything I talked about in today's video, I'll include so much more info, resources, and recommendations for you to check out on today's blog, linked in the description below. As always, please do let me know in the comments if you have any questions or requests, or feel free to find me over on Instagram at Ebony Highland. I'd love to see you over there too. I truly hope that you enjoyed today's video and that you'll consider subscribing if you haven't already, and be sure to ring the little bell so you're notified when I post a new video every Thursday. Thank you so much for watching and supporting this channel. It truly does mean the absolute world to me. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are in the world, and I can't wait to see you here again next week. So much love to the moon and back. Bye. And this channel is here to help you reconnect to lost it there. History, the historical things, but I don't know where I was going with that. No, it's so tempting to sing Let It Go, but I won't. Oh, this fly keeps landing on my face. Oh. Oh. If you'd like to learn more about moon.
Out the boat.